talks of a second stimulus check was heating up in August 2020 until Congress decided to take a summer break, and those talks were halted. And this decision has left millions of Americans hurt and confused, wondering, where is my money? But the biggest question of today is, does America really need a second round of stimulus checks? You're gonna wanna watch till the end to find out. What's up? I'm Brandon Young, and on this channel, I teach you how to make, save, and invest money. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss a beat. As you may know, the CARES Act was the first round of stimulus checks given out, and it was said to be the biggest stimulus plan in American history. You also may know that those checks dried up relatively quickly. People used them for groceries, they used it to pay down debt, as well as some people decided to invest it into stocks. But with unemployment money becoming way harder to get and the uncertainty of their next check, it's leaving Americans waiting for a solution, and it's leaving them helpless and confused to whether that solution will come into fruition. I personally know a lot of people who don't have emergency funds, savings accounts, investments, and they don't have a plan for their life for the next 2 years or even the next year. They live paycheck from paycheck, trying to make ends meet, and they live in the now. And unfortunately, this is the predicament that a lot of Americans are in right now. They have incorporated this mindset that has unfortunately led them into this situation. And this is the reason why Republicans and Democrats have agreed on a second round of stimulus checks. But the issue is on the actual amount of money that will be put into these stimulus checks, as well as the current plan within these stimulus checks. And this is why we are at a current standstill. But let's take a look at this from a financial point of view. Now, I'm gonna keep it completely honest with you. Another $1,200 check is not going to change your life. It's not going to save your life whatsoever. That check is going to be sufficient for a month of groceries or a month of rent. But if you don't have a job or a steady stream of income, which is the actual thing that's going on with a lot of Americans at the moment, within a month or two, you're gonna be in the same exact predicament. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm gonna tell you a little something. You wanna know who's exactly reaping the benefits of this stimulus check? Well, it's actually the people who don't qualify for the stimulus check. Now, from what I've been seeing, the first thing that people do when they receive the stimulus check is they go to companies like Walmart, Key Food, Amazon, Uber, and they spend their money with these actual companies. Now, there was a study done by CNBC that when these actual stimulus checks went out, the grocery prices actually shot to the moon. The reason being was because there was so much free money out there. But as soon as that free money started to dry up with that first stimulus check, these stores had to pretty much cut prices. And even with these grocery stores' costs being much higher during the pandemic, this was the only way that they can make sales, by cutting their actual prices. One thing that you have to realize is when people get free money that they didn't have to work for, they're more likely to spend it at places like Walmart, Uber, Amazon, etc., etc. Now, as an investor, when you see that everybody is handing their money to Amazon and Walmart, these companies become way more attractive as an investment. And then this is when everybody starts to go and buy up all the Amazon and Walmart stocks, etc., etc. For example, pre-pandemic Walmart shares were at about $109 per share. But right after that stimulus check got sent out, you start to notice that their share price has increased over 40% during this pandemic. Now, if you don't believe me, let's use Amazon as an example as well. Pre-pandemic Amazon share price was trading around $1,900. After that first stimulus check went out, and a couple short months later, September 1st, as you can see, Amazon stock is trading around $3,500, which is nearly an 80% increase in share price. I really have to say that if you understood money during this pandemic, you were the ones that came out on top. So I wouldn't say the people that actually got this stimulus check were the ones who benefited, but it was the people that understood the trends that actually benefited because they knew where this actual stimulus money was going towards. So they decided to invest their money into shares or own a piece of an asset because they knew this is exactly where all the money is going towards. And during this pandemic, we've had many people that have been upset with these corporations making money, saying that it's unfair that they're taking their money, they should be making all their products free. Listen. At the end of the day, it is your decision whether you buy from these establishments. You cannot blame these companies for you using your money to buy at their establishments. Realistically, these companies are taking your money. They are providing some type of value, some type of product back to you. So why would they give you a product for free? Why would they not charge you for this product? We honestly need to get out this mindset to feel as if the system is abusing us, they're taking advantage of us. You need to get out of that mindset. Instead, you should be finding ways to see how this system can be advantageous towards you, and you can use this system to create income and wealth for yourself and your family and for the future for years to come. Honestly, this recession has been a blessing for a lot of people because honestly, it is going to make a lot of people rich and wealthy, but it all starts with the switch of your mindset. We personally have to switch from a consumer mindset to a business and investor mindset in which we are using our money to make us more money, and we are putting our money into assets that actually make us more money. So like I said again, when these checks actually came in, the real winners weren't the ones spending the money, but it was the people that were realizing these trends and they were making money by putting money into the assets that all this actual stimulus money was going into. Now, we did realize that there were some people that were spending the money to actually pay down their debts and actually use their stimulus money to make great investments. But the funniest thing that people are not realizing is that free money is very expensive. You see, what a lot of people aren't realizing is the government does not have the money to fund these stimulus checks. And this is why the government is in debt. And in order to actually fund these checks, the government had to work with the Federal Reserve to print out more money. And this ultimately puts the government in a bigger debt hole. But what we also don't realize is with the more amount of money that is being printed, the actual value of the dollar is decreasing as well. For example, if you can go back to pre-pandemic towards the beginning where there was this huge craze for toilet paper and for cleaning products. Well, on a normal basis, we don't really think about toilet paper or cleaning products because there is such a large abundance of it available. But during the pandemic, as you can go into the toilet aisles and to the cleaning product aisles, you will see that the aisles were completely wiped out. And due to this absolute shortage of toilet paper and cleaning products, you will notice that the price of these products would then go up in value. Well, the same thing would happen for this here dollar. The more dollars they're actually printing and putting into circulation, it causes the actual price of this dollar to go down. And another point to bring up is this is why your $10 bill in 2020 will not buy you the same amount of things that it bought you in 1995. So as more and more money is being printed out, that money that you are working so hard for on a daily basis does not have nearly the same amount of buying power, which means that paycheck that you go to work hard for so often does not nearly stretch as far as it used to. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, the deeper that the government goes into debt is usually the more interest that they have to pay. And who do you think that interest payment goes to? It goes to you, it goes to me, and everybody in between, which means we're all going to pay more tax taxes in the long run. So although they're printing all this money to fund this stimulus, and it may allow you to pay for maybe a month of groceries or a month of rent, it doesn't fix the major issue that a lot of people don't have any income or they do not have some type of job. Which, although they do get this stimulus check, 1 or 2 months later down the road, they're going to be asking for another one or another source of relief. Stimulus checks at any type of form is not going to fix this problem, and it is a short-term solution to a much bigger problem. If you want to fix this issue, Americans need a sustainable form of income with the right financial literacy and mindset. In this day and age, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And the only difference between the two is honestly their amount of financial literacy and education and their actual mindset. This is why I believe financial education is so important, especially in this day and age, because with the right financial education, you can put your own financial future in your own hands, and you don't have to worry about what the government is doing, because you will be in the correct position to help your friends, your family, etc., to move on and be in financial prosperity. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoy this video, be sure to go and subscribe down there and go watch more content right there. I'm Brandon Young, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.